Now in this video we are going to see the dynamometer instrument. Under this we are going to see the construction, working, torque expressions, advantages and disadvantages, extension ranges of an ammeter and voltmeter, errors and compensations. These are the things we are going to discuss now. In dynamometer type moving coil instrument, air core coil is taken. Air core in the sense a coil is wounded, air is flowing through this. So air core here, by this air core, hysteresis losses is going to be reduced. In this one air core film is taken and splitting into two halves. In middle a spindle is connected. For spindle a pointer is fixed. That pointer is moving on the scale. So here F represents the fixed coil. A fixed coil is splitted into two halves, F and F. In figure B we can clearly observe that in between middle moving coil, F represents the fixed coil, M is the moving coil. Air core coils here, this fixed coil is air core coil. So whenever the electrons flow through this air core coil, automatically a magnetic flux is set up. So due to this magnetic flux up, moving coil is fixed coil cannot move. Why? Because it is fixed one. Moving coil tries to move from zero position to somewhat value position. So it is going to stop at a point where deflecting torque is equal to the controlling torque. So coming to its mathematical expressions, deflecting torque is given by Td is equal to I1 and I2. There are two currents here. I1 is the current which is flowing through the fixed coil and I2 is the current which is flowing through the moving coil. Cos pi dm by d theta. So pi is the angle between fixed and moving coil. In figure C you can clearly observe that one. I1 is the current which is flowing through the fixed coil and I1 is the current which is leaving the fixed coil. I2 is the current which is flowing through the moving coil. So the angle between fixed and moving planes is pi. Due to employment of spring control method, Tc proportional to theta. Tc is equal to k theta, where k is the proportionality constant. At equilibrium condition, Td equal to Tc. Therefore, you can substitute the values of Td and Tc. You are going to get I1 I2 cos pi dm by d theta equal to k theta. So this is the mathematical expression. So now disadvantages. Non-linear scale, same as like MI instrument. Dynamometer type instrument also having a non-linear scale and the cost is very high. Air core coil is employed here, so that's why cost is very high. Coming to advantages, measurement of AC and DC both are possible here. Very accurate to measure RMS value of voltages. So these are the advantages. Now extension range of a voltmeter. Before going to see the voltmeter, first we will complete the extension of an ammeter. So tau shunt equal to tau meter. So this one we are going to see first. The basic MI instrument employs fixed coil resistance and fixed coil inductance, that is fixed coil impedance Zm, which is given by Zm is equal to Rm plus JXLM. The value of Zm varies as the frequency F varies. Hence, the reading of the meter is different for different frequencies with the same amount of current. So even though the current flowing through the coil is same, but if frequencies are different, the meter is going to show the error value. So in order to overcome this problem, an inductance is connected in series to the low valued resistance, which is combination on parallel. Parallel is nothing but shunt to the basic dynamometer type instrument as shown in figure. So figure we can see here. So here, so for that one we have to connect in parallel. In shunt we have to connect. So finally we are going to get tau shunt equal to tau meter. Thus by making the time constant of shunt equal to the time constant of the basic MI instrument, the meter is free from the frequency. Next, extension range as a voltmeter. The basic dynamometer type instrument employs fixed coil resistance and fixed coil inductance. That is, together fixed coil impedance represented as Zm equal to Rm plus J XLM. This can be written as Zm equal to Rm plus J 2 pi F Lm. The value of Zm varies as the frequency F varies. Hence, the reading of the meter is different for different frequencies with the same amount of current flowing through the coil. So, in order to overcome this problem, a capacitance is connected in parallel to the high valued resistance. This you can clearly observe from the figure, whose combination is in series to the basic MI instrument as shown in the above figure. Therefore, the capacitance you are going to connect here, those capacitance value is given as C is equal to L by 1 by root 2 R square, which is nothing but 0.41 L by R square. In case of dynamometer type voltmeter, the capacitor C is connected across the RSE, that is resistance, in which a way that the capacitive reactance cancelled out by the inductive reactance. Here capacitive reactance and inductive reactance cancelled out each other of basic instrument, and thus the meter becomes independent of frequency. So even though the amount flowing through the copper coil is same but frequencies are different, then it is going to show the error in final reading. So that's why if you connect a capacitance in parallel with series resistance, so you are going to avoid this error. So next, coming to errors, we are having 5 types of errors, and that first one is frictional error, temperature error, frequency error, hysteresis error, stray magnetic field error. So these 5 types of errors are common in PMMC and MI and dynamometer type. Coming to friction meter, due to the presence of weak magnetic field inside the meter, the torque per weight ratio is high, so that the frictional errors are less compared to PMMC and MI instrument. Frictional error will be less here. Compensation can be done by providing sharp-edged spindle, ball bearings and grease. So coming to second one, temperature error. This type of errors are more in PMMC and MI compared to dynamometer, but can be reduced by employing a swamping resistor which is in series combination of manganese and copper in the ratio of 30:1 or 20:1, and it also avoids the brittleness. Brittleness is nothing but smoothness. Next, frequency error. This error is present in the case of dynamometer type instrument, which cannot be eliminated but can be reduced by connecting inductance in shunt to the basic instrument, which is in series with the low value resistance RSH in the case of ammeter, whereas in the case of voltmeter, the error in the case of voltmeter, the error can be reduced by connecting a capacitor in parallel with the high valued resistance RSC, which is in series with the basic dynamometer instrument. So this for frequency error only we had seen extension ranges of voltmeter and ammeter. Coming to hysteresis error. Hysteresis error is less in dynamometer instrument compared to PMMC and MI instrument. The error is less in the case of dynamometer instrument when compared to the PMMC and MI instrument, since air cooled coil is used here. This error can be avoided. This error cannot be avoided but can be minimized by employing the iron related material such that hysteresis loop gets thin, resulting the reduction in the error. So last one, due to the presence of weak magnetic field inside the meter, the stray magnetic field error is more when compared to PMMC and MI instruments. So coming to conclusion or note, by using dynamometer meter you can measure the power and power factor also. So this is the end of dynamometer type instrument. So I'm going to stop this lecture here. Thank you.